First things first. When it comes to love and sex, it's important for us men to realize the problem that we face. And the problem is this: women are crazy. Yes, they're crazy, nuts, messed in the head. Or as we say here in England, they're absolutely bonkers. Even if some of them are not straight-up sociopaths, most of them are fickle as hell. I mean, there is no way of knowing what's going on inside a woman's head at all. And it's a problem, because men spend so much energy trying to make a woman happy. One moment, she wants you bad. And the next, she's cold as a lesbian to a shirtless Brad Pitt. It's like there are two different personas in your woman's psyche, and you never know which one you're going to get. And to guys, this split personality crap makes no sense at all, and it's frustrating as hell. But here's the thing. Women can easily be figured out, and you'll know exactly how to do that after you watch this short video in its entirety. And once you understand what's really happening, you'll have control over any situation or shit test your woman throws at you. And more importantly, you'll spike her attraction to you and get her to thirst for you like you're a shirtless Brad Pitt frolicking on the beach in your Speedos. As I teach in Shogun Method, it's all about how sexual desire is triggered in the woman's psyche. For a man, sexual attraction is simple. For us, physical qualities are the first trigger. We get turned on by what we see: her body, her face, the size of her tits, and so on. We're as basic and feral as mindless animals. But for a woman, it's totally different. Attraction depends on whatever that triggers her emotions at that particular time. It's like pushing a button. Trigger the emotion, and she'll feel attracted to you. No trigger, no attraction. It's simple. So here's the question. How do you trigger those emotions? Where do you find those attraction buttons? Well, a couple of ways. But first, I'll tell you what not to do. For one, forget about those pickup artist or PUA tricks that you may have seen elsewhere. The point is to keep a woman's attention, not just distract her and trick her into the sack. If you're just looking to pick up a skank at the bar for a one-night stand, then there's nothing for you here. I didn't create Shogun Method to help guys to score chicks for short-term flings. However, if you want to attract a high-quality, wifeable woman and make her desire for no other man but you for a lifetime, then pay attention and take notes. I'm giving you the blueprint to capture a woman's heart. Here's what you need to do. Follow these 4 steps, and she could be yours forever. I've coached thousands of my brother Shoguns to do these 4 steps, and they'll tell you how effective this method is. In Shogun Method, I teach these 4 steps as the IRAE Model. The 4 steps are I, R, A, and E, and we'll break it all down to make it easy for you. The first stage, or the I stage, is for intrigue. The first step is to make a woman intrigued with you, appealing to the female psyche's addiction to novelty and amusement. The second stage, or the R stage, is for rapport. Once you have intrigued her, you'll want to create rapport with her. This lowers her inhibitions and prepares her psyche for the next step. The third stage, or the A stage, is for attraction. This is where she falls in love with you. In Shogun Method, attraction is triggered by this process we call the Entice-Repel cycle. Now here's the thing. The A stage is where most guys screw up. Most guys make the mistake of only enticing a woman. Too much enticing, and she'll get turned off quickly. As you'll learn in Shogun Method, a woman is programmed psychologically to resist men who try too hard to attract her. So, you'll need to repel a woman as much as you entice her. Hence, we need to put her on a cycle of both enticing and repelling. Shogun Method shows you how to do this. The fourth and final step, or the E stage, is for enslave. Yes, the final step is to enslave her emotionally. You might feel uncomfortable about that word. I can totally understand if you are, but hear me out here. We are not talking about physical enslavement. It's not about restricting her physically. That would be despicable, not to mention stupid and illegal. We're talking about emotional enslavement, and it could be a good thing. Let me explain. When a woman is emotionally enslaved to you, her identity will get so wrapped up with yours that she can't imagine life without you. And it's a good thing, because emotional enslavement is what every woman deeply wants. They want a man to belong to and build their lives with for the rest of their lives. You're giving her the opportunity to live out her biological and emotional purpose as a woman. So, here's the deal. If you want to make a woman want you and you want to keep her for the long term, then emotional enslavement is not optional. It's a must. It's good for her. It's good for you. Everybody wins. And as the Shogun Method mantra goes, enslavement, not seduction. This is where all those pickup artists and relationship gurus go wrong. It's not about seduction at all. It's about emotional enslavement. Nobody else talks about this because it's politically incorrect, but I must tell the truth. So here I am. And here's the other thing. I'm not here to tell you how great Shogun Method is and how every man should learn it, but this knowledge is one of a kind. It's probably the only way a man can learn how to use mind control to emotionally enslave a woman. Simply put, Shogun Method is a toolbox filled with every tool you need to conquer a woman's psyche. It's a collection of covert mind control techniques that put women under your authority, control, and dominance. These mind control techniques are super powerful, but I've made them easy to learn, understand, and use. For instance, you could learn a powerhouse mind control tactic like fractionation in 60 minutes, tops. Remember this because it's super important. You must put a woman on a cycle where you entice and repel her in equal amounts. In Shogun Method, fractionation is how you do this by putting her on an emotional roller coaster. Now, here's the interesting backstory about fractionation. It's an age-old hypnosis tactic that's somehow hidden, and yet I bet you've seen its effect everywhere you look. It's what makes a song a chart-topping single and a movie a blockbuster, and it's what makes that Netflix show the one you spend all weekend binge-watching. As you'll see, book writers and movie directors are absolute masters at using fractionation. They use this technique in their work to hook the attention of their audiences and capture them for good. This is why women just can't resist trashy Mills and Boon novels and Hollywood chick flicks. They can't help but to get emotionally hooked to those storybooks and movies. It's like crack to the female psyche, something they can't get enough of. And guess what? You can use fractionation on a woman in the same way and make her emotionally addicted to you for life. All you need to do is to learn a couple of fractionation scripts and learn how to use them the way I teach you. With this Shogun Method technique under your belt, your problems with women will be a thing of the past, believe me. As this video is already nearing its end, it's difficult for me to share the specific steps with you. But here's what I'm going to do for you. At the end of this video, you'll find a link to a free masterclass where you can learn all about mind control and fractionation. Before you do that, understand this. When used correctly, fractionation can get a woman under your control, enslave her emotionally, and make her fall in love with you far quicker than the usual pickup artist tricks. You'll love it, trust me on this. I must warn you, however, it's almost impossible to undo the effects of fractionation. Once you have enslaved a woman emotionally with Shogun Method, dumping her will cause irreparable damage to her psychology. I must ask you to use this technique and Shogun Method responsibly and ethically. Never use Shogun Method to hurt women. If you agree to do things right with Shogun Method, then take the next step. Learn how to use Shogun Method and fractionation on a woman and enslave her to you emotionally. Go to fractionation.org and sign up for the Shogun Method online masterclass. Do this now. fractionation.org